Well, yeah, now I'd love to dive into some of your bolder rankings that I either love or want to know a bit more about. Not necessarily disagreeing with any of these, but some players I may not have covered as much. And I love both. The reason I want to dive into these two rookies, or not rookies rather, but two players, Michael Pittman in his sophomore and then Rondale Moore in his rookie season, is I love the talent. And I'm a little bit lower than what you have them as, but it doesn't mean I'm opposed to bumping them up. I haven't talked about them much. I'd love to hear kind of your case as to why you have these guys within your top 100 and what you're kind of expecting from Pittman and Moore.
Well, Pittman has been on like a roller coaster. I moved him. Well, I had him like ranked very conservatively initially, and then Wentz suffered the foot injury, and I moved Pittman way down, and then Wentz kind of recovered quickly, and then Hilton went down. And so Pittman has been back on the way up. I think he's among the top 40 receivers now. And he is somebody that I'm very willing to draft. That when I take him, I'm kind of excited about it because I think that his game meshes with Carson Wentz's. Because Carson Wentz is a guy that's always been willing to throw the ball into tight windows. And Michael Pittman is not necessarily a big-time separation receiver. But if you give him a chance, he can go up and get it. He's physical. He's strong. He can be good after the catch. He could be a big-time red zone weapon. T.Y. I mean, you're talking about a 3-receiver set of Michael Pittman, Paris Campbell, who we've always liked his potential, but he always gets hurt. And then Zach Pascal, who's like a league average. I mean, he's a good 4th receiver and probably a bad 3rd receiver. Yeah. So, and then at tight end, you just got a big carousel. So Michael Pittman has a chance to take a really big jump in year 2, and I like his fit with Carson Wentz. With Rondale Moore, man, he's a baller, man. He really reminds me in playing style of Austin Eckler. Yeah, and I know he's going to play slot receiver for Arizona, but he's small, he's rocked up. He hasn't played football since 2018. I mean, he's played 7 games over the past 2 seasons, but knock on wood, he's been healthy throughout training camp. And it seems like they're ready to expedite him. Like he jumped AJ Green and Christian Kirk like that. Yeah. And that's the kind of talent that he is, And DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, I think he's still a stud, but he's starting to get up there in a little bit in age. And Rondale Moore is the kind of player that they could admit they need a number 2 playmaker badly. And I mean, look, I like Chase Edmonds. I don't think he's that guy. I don't think AJ Green is that guy. I don't think that Christian Kirk, I've always liked Christian Kirk, but he hasn't stepped forward as that guy. And it seems like they want Rondale Moore to be that guy. And that puts him in position to be a guy that, could catch 75 balls and get 25 rushing attempts and be a guy that we're looking as a flex play every week in an offense that's going to rip off a ton of plays. They're going to play really, really fast. They're going to score points.
Absolutely. And that's a really interesting comparison, the Eckler to Rondale here. Like, what if something happened to Chase Edmonds? Right. Would he ultimately step in at running back for a bit and play that
I don't think so. It'd probably be James Conner or Benjamin or –
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah. But it probably would be. It probably would be, but it might increase Rondale Moore's rushing attempts. I mean, just increase his touches, period.
Right.
Because, he's a guy that – I think he had, 30 rushing attempts at least in college, over a career where he really only played 1 season. But he was dynamic on those, and he's a dude that you want to get the ball to.
Yeah, absolutely. I still have visions of that day he took down Ohio State as a freshman. I mean, going against an elite defense and just single-handedly, they had no answer for him. And I know college doesn't necessarily translate 100% that defense, but I mean, that is as good of a defense as you would have found in college. And he single-handedly took them down. That's the type of player.
And let's reiterate, as a freshman.
As a freshman, right, exactly. Like breakout age insanity.
Yes, sir.
Right there. I mean, I love Levitin, too. He tweeted out how Rondale Moore, he's racked up 9 targets on only 47 snaps in addition to 3 carries. So, that usage rate is insane. Yes, that's without Hopkins, but still, they clearly are force-feeding him the ball. They've taken so many stabs at wide receiver the last couple of years, and they continue to because they haven't found their guy. He should fit exactly what Kingsbury wants to do. I need to bump this guy up. I'm I'm in 100% agreement. And Pittman too. I've been reading a lot lately about how this Colts, like they've retransformed their identity around Jonathan Taylor and now Pittman as well. So physical. They keep highlighting that word you used. I keep reading that over and over. They're loving how much physicality he's bringing as a blocker down the field after the catch. Like that's the stuff your coach loves and eventually wants to reward too. So I'm with you. I think both of those guys could really break out in big ways. So I got to bump them up. I have my rankings, no doubt about it.
Yes, you do, Wolf. Yes, you do.
And I'm not even too low on them. I'm like right around the ECR on them, the ADP.
Yeah.
But I want to be above on these guys. I want them to be people that my readers are drafting for sure, my listeners. So yeah, I need to give those guys a little tick up. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.